Good morning, good people. It is me, Shelby, here to do another video, Grand Rising. It's January 2025. And this video is going to be about Professor Dave, and who's a physicist and a professor, obviously, and Lord Jamar's debate on the Earth being flat. And I just want to react to it real quick. And the reason why I'm taking an interest in this because I am a huge astronomy buff. That's been a big hobby of mine for probably 20-25 years or so. And I'm also a big fan of Brand Nubian, the hip hop group, early 90s group. And Lord Jamar is a member of that band. And so it's something that that interests me, and I was very surprised and shocked at Lord Jamar. So I just gonna react to it real quick as a person who's been into this subject for over 25 years, and hearing Lord Jamar speak on Earth and believing some of the stuff with the flat earthers, I was disappointed in him because I feel like he's a bright person overall. Brand Nubian has had an impact on me and influenced me. I gained a lot of knowledge as far as like the 5% Nation of Islam through Brand Nubian and other hip hop acts. And Lord Jamar was obviously a part of that, and it still is. But I don't understand how he can sit there and be this 5% guy and be all about honest and truth and fact-based, and then turn around and believe in the flat earth. That doesn't make any sense to me. And for people, and I have like my brother, I have a younger brother, and one of his best friends is one of these people who believes in like conspiracy theories and things like that. And he's one of those flat earthers. He's a flat earther. So no matter what you do, no matter how much you try to explain to people that religiously believe in the flat earth, it would just never register because they are caught up in a bubble. So Lord Jamar, I think, is a bright guy, and Professor Dave, is trying to explain to him. And look, I think Lord Jamar is in denial because he lives in New York. I'm from Milwaukee, and I live in the Great Lakes. He lived over there by the Atlantic Ocean. And I lived in New York City, so I've seen the Atlantic Ocean as well. I lived in New York. I'm from Milwaukee, and I'm by Lake Michigan. And all one person has to do, just based on observation, is look at a boat when it crosses either Lake Michigan or the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean, Lake Superior, Lake Erie, whatever. You look at a boat, or you see it just drift away. And this is something Lord Jamar should be doing, since he, observation, physics will tell you this. You see the boat starts to dip over the horizon of said lake, big lake or ocean. And you don't see the bottom of it. You still see the top, and as it continues to dip, you see the top, more of the top and less of the bottom. That should tell you something right there. If it was sort of flat, you would see the whole entire boat. Even as it gets smaller and smaller, you would still see the whole entire boat. That should tell you that this is not flat. Earth is not flat. That should tell you something there. And this is something that can easily be done. And I don't understand why Lord Jamar is just in denial of that. A lot of things he was saying did not make any sense whatsoever. And very disappointed in him. You look at the moon, and see an eclipse, and you see Earth's shadow on the moon. You clearly see a spherical shadow on the moon, Earth's shadow on the moon, and it's always been circular shaped, spherical shaped, like a circle, and no other shape. If it was flat, if Earth was flat, that would not happen. So these are just basic observation. Then there's the geometry part, the math part, where you can do just simple mathematics and determine that Earth is a sphere. So it's very disappointing with him in particular. It's one thing to be a flat earther, and then there's Lord Jamar, who I respect, and the fact that he just thinks like this is bad. Like he's getting worse at a lot of things. He doesn't know math. He just doesn't. Because if he did know mathematics, and the 5% is always big on mathematics, the gods and all this stuff, and mathematics, supreme mathematics, and just typical mathematics overall. Um, he would know that it's not flat if you just did the math. Okay, so I don't understand it. Then he talked about water. And Professor Dave, I thought did a good job as far as trying to tell him. Um, he's like, how come water's doing this or reacting this way and all this stuff. And Lord Jamal forgets that he's standing on Earth. So Earth's gravity is already having an immediate influence on on everything. So some of his stuff that he was trying to do or trying to explain to Dave didn't make any sense because he's not understanding that he's on the surface already on Earth. Earth gravity is going to have an influence on a lot of things, water included. Our atmosphere did not go away or blow away into space because Earth's gravity is holding it in place. Water is not going to fly off because Earth's gravity is in place. Earth is a big, massive rock. As far as humans are concerned, we're on a big rock, and it's very massive, and it has a lot of gravity, and Earth, the water's going to stay intact. We're going to stay intact. The moon is not going to go anywhere because of Earth's gravitational influence. And all this can be done by simple mathematics. So, in physics, if you're up on your physics game, and clearly he's not. So my thing is, people like Lord Jamar or B.O.B., they're listening to these flat Earth people, man, and believing it. And I don't understand it. I don't need to go in space to know that Earth is a spherical object. I don't need to do that. Neil deGrasse Tyson explains it pretty good. I think him and Chuck did a thing on how round Earth is, and I think Lord Jamal need to look at that because to me, he doesn't know physics. He doesn't know math. He clearly doesn't, because if you did, there's no way you could sit there with a straight face and say Earth is flat. It is not flat at all. And I just think people shouldn't even give these people a platform. Now I know YouTube, it's freedom of speech and all this stuff, but I wouldn't even be giving these people platforms because it seems like more and more people are starting to go over that route. Overall, people think Earth is round, but the fact that you see more people taking an interest in that and believing it is a problem. It's a problem. And I'm very disappointed in Lord Jamal because I think he's a good artist. I think he's a very skillful rapper. But he's at this point and at this stage in his life, I think he's illiterate in a lot of things. He's illiterate in science, yet he claims to be this 5%er. He's illiterate in science. He's illiterate in mathematics. He's illiterate in astronomy. And I think he should not be trying to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson for a debate when Neil deGrasse Tyson is an expert in this. This is what he does for a living. He's done this. Even Professor Dave. This is something that these people do for a living. They study this stuff. Even I have, and I'm not a professor. So I've taken a very interest in astronomy since the 90s, like early 90s. I got started to get more invested into learning about space, learning about our solar system, learning about the cosmos, learning about Earth itself, gravity, special relativity, general relativity, how things work and operate, and Lord Jamar is just. I just hope that the rest of the band members in Brand Nubian, like Grand Puba and Derek to that X, don't think like this. Um, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's a, and I just don't understand it. So um, so yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. I just think he's really ignorant at this point, at this stage in his life. There's absolutely no. It is inexcusable to think like this. And I think the United States, um, and I know there's other people across the world that are getting into that whole flat earth nonsense, but the United States in particular is the worst. Our educational system here, I don't know what we're doing, but we're failing these kids, man. And Lord Jamal isn't helping. Um, and I just wish that there's something where we don't give these people a platform when they say something so ridiculously ignorant. It doesn't make sense. It does not make a lick of sense. Um, so this is bad. Lord Jamal, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. And this is somebody who admires your craft in the rapping world, in the hip hop world. You're a real one. But when it comes to science, you need to get out of that or go study the object. Go back to school, sign up for some physics courses, sign up for some astronomy courses, and sign up for some math courses, for God's sakes. You need to learn some math. Um, so once you have the understanding of physics, once you have the understanding of mathematics, and you apply, and if you have an interest in knowing if the earth is flat or not, you can apply what you learned and see if the earth is flat, and you would clearly see that it's not. It's a spherical object. Geometry means earth measurement. That's what geometry means. So we know that it's not flat. um, Me myself, I've taken some physics courses. I've taken a calculus course. So obviously I took some geometry. I took some trigonometry. And this is embarrassing for the United States. And the United States dubs itself as one of those countries that deems itself as number one in everything in the world, and that is not the case. In a lot of arenas, you had a number one military. I give the U.S. that, but that's about it. In the mathematics, this is bad. This is disgusting. And Lord Jamal, and my younger brother, best friend, just religiously believes this stuff, and I don't know what you can do. I don't know, but let them be in their own little world, I guess. But Professor Dave, I thought he did a good job. Yeah, he likes to, he's combative, and I wish he wouldn't be so combative, but I get it when people are coming at him and yelling at him. He started to get more combative back with them, but at the same time, trying to educate them on how wrong they are. So, but kudos to Dave for trying to set Lord Jamal straight. I don't think Godfrey and the other guests think like Lord Jamal. I think they believe the earth is spherical. They just wanted to witness Dave and Lord Jamal go at it. And Lord Jamal was definitely getting frustrated. You can see that with Dave, because even some of the stuff he was saying up and down and all the stuff, you are on a circle. You are on a spherical object. There, you don't. You, Lord Jamal is gone. Is gone. Peace and love, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.